Welcome to our second match of round 3 winners bracket. It is going to be a battle between Placeholder, formed of Etano Circus here on Alder, Xeniu on Ares and Kinaster on Vela, against Pandakillers with DQ on Ares, Pant on Hydros and Storm on Alder. Now let's go take a quick look at their unit composition. We see Xeniu going for this warp drone, Kinaster going for purifiers and sabers. This is fairly uncommon here, and Etano going for sentinel and warp drones. So we have 2 warp drones for team Placeholder. On the other hand, Pandakillers on Pant here is just going to go with 1 sentinel. Storm is going for a Vespid carrier, an engineer and an abominable sludge, so this might mean that we might see some sludge drops, and DQ is going for that juggernaut with the sentinel. So let's just hop into this game and see those 2 teams duke it out. The loser is going to go down to the losers bracket, so they are not going to be eliminated from this tournament just yet. We see Xeniu with his Sandstinger heavy build, Kinaster doing some raptors up in here, while Etano is not currently producing anything. But we see a very aggressive start from Pandakillers in here. Storm, Pant, and it looks like DQ is going to come up here to try to steal this camp as well. The first one goes to Xeniu, and let's see if he is going to be able to take down this one, and it looks like it. So Pandakillers were not really able to get much done with this rush, and now they have to go for their camps as well. Storm placing that ward very nicely there, but Etano is very safe with the cover of his tower right here. Xeniu is going to go straight for those neutral creeps. He is desperate for some minerals. He's playing this Sandstinger heavy build. So he's going to go in there and get a snipe on a seed bot, but is actually losing quite a few of his Sandstingers, so that was not that worth it for Xeniu up there. We see Kinaster is trying to get in here, but Pant is blocking him quite heavily, so this is indeed a very aggressive start from Pandakillers. Kinaster is able to snipe down that critter, so nicely done by him, and he's now just chipping away at those scuttle guards. Let's see if he is going to be able to get that last shot. Nicely done on that critter. So great play by Kinaster there. Xeniu has abandoned that spot there and is making his way to the top left corner to try and get some bioshards from these critters here. Back here, it looks like all the critters have been killed, and Kinaster is left with Storm to duke it out for the last remaining critters. Kinaster is doing a nice job kiting it back, and he actually gets the kill as well. So perfectly played by Kinaster so far. We see a little bit of a battle here between DQ and Xeniu. None of them really getting the upper hand. DQ manages to snipe a few of those Sandstingers from Xeniu, so it looks like he is going to be ahead, but Xeniu uses his ability to back away from there. Only 3 Sandstingers remaining for Xeniu though, so he was losing quite a little bit during that engagement there. Etano is now here, and he might be able to try and fend off this aggression. He does have 2 Bramblethorns coming up, but Titans are coming in less than 15 seconds right now, and both teams have to get to the middle. Xeniu might be taken down right now, and a little bit of a misclick there. Those Sandstingers are obliterated by DQ without a fight. Xeniu actually messing that up quite a little bit. Titans have now spawned, and Kinaster is around here trying to contest. Nice ability there. He's looking at getting at least 1 seed bot for his efforts, not really accomplishing that. Etano is coming up with his first Bramblethorn. Let's see how Storm is doing. He actually is a little bit late on that Bramblethorn, but is going to come up fairly soon. It just warped in right now, and he's going to get an engineer as well for some extra pressure. Xeniu is trying to get in here, but Pant is blocking him quite hard there, and killing some Sandstingers in the process. On the other hand, Kinaster is doing a good job trying to snipe out those seed bots. DQ being aggressive with his Sandstingers, pushing Xeniu away, but he does have 4 production slots, so he is able to remax fairly quickly on those Sandstingers. He just needs to have enough energy to do so. And we see that Etano actually has another Bramblethorn up, So 2 in total, another one on the way. Storm is actually really low, so Kinaster might want to go in there and snipe him off, but it is a little bit too late. The Titan fight is lost, but it does not look like the red team is going to pursue with their Titan. Medium camps are quite far off, more than 1 minute and a half left, so they are going to go and try to do some damage in here. Pant is just farming those critters, and the rest of Team Placeholder is fending off this Titan. We see a Bramblethorn up in the top left corner of the map, looking to be aggressive, and they might be able to do so, but it is a little bit too late. Zinio is already coming up to defend up here. Etano down is sort of trying to get Ace around on Pant, which he does have this Aquadillo, and this Aquadillo is going to be really effective against just those 2 Bramblethorns. And let's see how this is going to go. 2 Bramblethorns versus 1 Aquadillo. The Aquadillo is blocked, but manages to use his ability to get away. And up in here, Zinio and Kinaster are trying to snipe a few units. That Iron Cannon is definitely going to go down. Not taking too many losses there, so overall nicely done by Zinio and Kinaster in that regard. Now we see Pant, he has another Aquadillo ready to warp in here. Etano is trying to keep him at bay. He does have 3 Bramblethorns right now, and this is definitely going to be a winning fight for him, but Pant, I believe he recognizes that and instead chooses to back away. With the second Aquadillo, however, it is going to be a different story, and actually Pant is looking to engage in here. In the meantime, this tower went down, and I saw a Bramblethorn getting killed as well. Pant not able to do much down here. Medium camps have spawned, and this is why they're fighting over this, fighting over the supremacy of who is going to get this medium camp. Etano is in a good position there, and actually gets the stun on that Aquadillo. The rest of his teammates are trying to come in here, but Etano is actually getting surrounded, and his hero goes down. Zinio is going around trying to snipe those Devilkins and doing a pretty good job, but his Sandstinger army is actually going down fairly fast. Those 3 Bramblethorns have managed to escape though, with only Etano dead, so that was not a big blow for him. Those Bramblethorns are really important at this stage of the game. We can see, however, that the red team does have a Bioshard advantage at this point. It is going to matter which team is going to take this medium camp, since that medium camp over there is where that Bioshard advantage actually came from. So Zinio is still remaining on his Sandstinger heavy build. Kinaster is actually going to get a few Zephyrs in here, while Etano got his hero back, is going to get 2 Sentinels and attack damage level 1. It looks like the blue team managed to get this medium camp, and with that they are able to close that Bioshard gap that was installed a little bit earlier on. And there we go. Let's take a look. This is just for the army, as we can see. So the red team does have a superior army on the map, and this is the full Bioshard count. As we can see here, it is quite heavily in favor of the red team of Pandakillers at this point. 1000 Bioshards ahead, in fact, and this is significant for this stage of the game. Storm is now just going to get his efficient synthesis. DQ is going for Ember Fiends. He does have 1 on the map already, while Pant is getting his 3rd Aquadillo, has 1 Ice Frog and defensive upgrades. Zinio still keeping up with his Sandstingers, but only attack damage level 1. It is a little bit late for that. And Kinaster getting tech level 3 and another Zephyr. Etano has now just started tech level 3 as well, Sentinel and attack damage level 1. So right now it will be tricky for Team Placeholder to engage. Kinaster is doing a nice job, however, trying to snipe things from a distance with his Raptors. So he might be able to make some profitable snipes with that. The Titans have spawned, and this is going to be a tricky battle for both teams. Pant is actually a little bit late. DQ is going to delay this fight with those heat waves just in time for Pant to get in here, and it looks like the blue team does have an advantage on Titan health right now, but this is not going to mean much if Pand wants to hop in here. As we can see, those 3 Aquadillos are chasing Zinio away and doing a good job at it, not letting him attack this Titan. Kinaster is in a tricky position right now. He is trying to snipe a few units, as we can see, but this Titan is getting really low, and again Team Placeholder is going to lose this Titan. Nice sprint away from Zinio, avoiding his ultimate demise of Sandstings. That would have been a just complete slaughter right there. But this is, again, it is dangerous for Zinio to go alone in the middle of the map with those Aquadillos out. And we see Itano is actually going to go for his warp drone right now. He might try to do some backdooring with it. Let's see how these Bramblethorns are going to do. Itano is trying to get us around and actually gets it on one of the Bramblethorns. It does go down. This engineer is out of position, is going to be taken down as well. And DQ in here with those heat waves. A very nice sprint from Zinio there, avoiding those Aquadillo shots. And those, honestly, those Aquadillos are in quite a bad spot right here, with 3 Bramblethorns and a lot of Sandstingers. Some of them might go down. One Bramblethorn goes down, the second one follows, and it looks like DQ is blowing off his ultimate. Careful with that Ice Frog and those Aquadillos, however. Pant is now going to go with his ultimate, so these units will not go down for a little bit there. Zinio is getting chased and ultimately he falls, but one Aquadillo goes down as well. Nicely done by Kinaster. And this Ice Frog, even though it manages to freeze 2 Zephyrs, is not going to do much else. DQ is now missing his path a little bit, but he goes back just in time. Now 1 minute until hard camps arrive, and let's check out what our players are going to go for. Storm is rebuilding that Bramblethorn, Pant is getting 2 more Aquadillos and an Ice Frog, while DQ is still getting Ember Fiends and 1 Juggernaut. Down in here, we see Kinaster going for a Wind Ray. Itano has to rebuild all of his Bramblethorn army, and Zinio still with those Sandstingers. Not able to do all that much. Let's check for his upgrades. Only upgrade level 1 for those Sandstingers, so they are not all that dangerous at this point of the game. And we see this Sentinel from the red team is providing them with a little bit of vision. Probably they will want to just leave it here for a while instead. And DQ is going to try and move in here. Hard camps are going to spawn just in time, and it looks like the red team is fairly safe down here for this hard camp, and Team Placeholder might want to go up here to get the other hard camp instead. And it looks like that is exactly what they are going to do. Zinio is going to take down their safe one inside their base with his Sandstinger army, but those Sandstingers are squishy, and I believe that he will end up losing quite a few of them. Kinaster and Itano have just now made it here and have started to DPS down this hard camp. Let's see, Storm is on the way there, so he might be able to catch them. Pant is coming up as well, while DQ again trying to go through these towers. Not a very good idea, so he does change his path indeed. Now we see this Juggernaut in here. It might want to go for that tower, and Zinio actually has to go and try and burst this Juggernaut down. Would be good if he could get a full kill, but it looks like he does not want to pursue at this point. Again, this is a very aggressive game, and it has been so far, and we can actually see that Pandakiller, the red team, is ahead. Zinio is going down here to get this tower, and I believe that he is going to be able to escape. We see one warp drone already prepared there to do some sort of a backdoor strategy. So this is going to be interesting how it will going to go down during the next Titan fight. Blue team can either go and try and contest the Titan, or they can use this warp drone to look for some backdoor. The second warp drone from Zinio is now on the way, and it wants to go to the same position as the other one. It looks like for the time being Kinaster is in the middle and is DPSing down this Titan. So it looks like they are going to be staying around here for a little bit. We'll see what they want to do with those warp drums though. Etano getting a nice stun there with his ability. That Ice Frog not really hitting its mark. They have to be very careful in here, team Placeholder that is, to not lose any units, and those Bramblethorns are actually going down. One of them is already dead, and the two others are pretty low at this point. Zinio is going around. That was a nice ultimate by him and a nice position, but those Sand Stingers, he has to be careful with them. They are very squishy against those heat waves, and the Titan is already down. Let's see what those warp drums are going to do right now. Kinaster does not have his warp drum, so he is definitely going to be staying behind. Etano is now teleporting up, so he will try indeed to go for a backdoor. Let's see if Zinio is going to do the same, or if he is going to try to defend. It looks like Zinio will go as well. Only Kinaster is left down here to defend. Pant and DQ looks like they want to go and defend their archive, leaving Storm and the Titan. Pant actually changes his mind and is going to attack instead. Etano and Zinio are actually getting a lot of damage down here, but this is a pure Sandstinger army with one Bramblethorn that is pretty much going to melt against some heavy fire, and we see DQ is actually here. That Bramblethorn is getting low, and those Sandstingers are just dead due to that heat wave. They have just evaporated at this point, and Kinaster down here is not able to just hold this all by himself. It looks like Pandakillers are actually going to beat Team Placeholder, and they are going to advance to round 4 of the winners bracket, knocking Placeholder down to the losers bracket.